Oh, he noticed it. Some movement.
Okay, welcome to the Abilene Zoo. My name is Matthew. My backup today is James. I'm in the reptile department, James Birds. So any snakes, lizards, or anything like that, it's my department to take care of. So y'all are here today to hear a little bit about Albert. Albert is our American alligator. He's full grown. He is about 13 feet long and weighs close to 450 pounds. He is also the oldest resident at the zoo. He has been here since the zoo opened. Now, in the U.S., there are two species of crocodilians. You have the American alligator and the much more threatened American crocodile. The American crocodile is only found in certain areas of the swamps and Everglades in Florida. The American alligator used to be very protected as well. It was on the brink of extinction up until the survival program up in the 1960s, and their numbers have actually recovered amazingly well. They've done very, very well, and now they're off the endangered species list. Like I said, Albert is a full-grown American alligator. He's 13 feet. The largest one on record was close to 18 feet. He's a lot larger than he is. There are only two species of alligator in the entire world. You have the American alligator, like Albert here, and you have the the Chinese alligator, which is much more endangered. And then the Chinese alligator. Now, the Chinese alligator is also very threatening. Now, he's very hungry, as you can see. He is ready for food. Now, everything about him is designed to be an ambush predator. He pretty much just gave a perfect example of what he's supposed to do. His eyes and his nose are both on the very top of his head. That means he can have his eyes just sticking out and his nostrils just sticking out, so he can sneak right up on you. And that's what he's going to do. Although this pool can only be about 2 feet deep, he can hide almost his entire body in that. And that is just perfect for sneaking up on prey, because everything has to come to the water at some point. So what he'll do is he will just sit and wait for his appropriate prey items to come up. And when they do, he'll do it a lot more fast-paced than what he just did. He'll actually burst forth out of the water and grab them. Now, like I was saying before Albert interrupted, there are a few species, there's about 23 species of crocodilians across the world. American alligators are not by any means the largest. The largest are the Nile crocodiles and the saltwater crocodiles. They're found in Australia, and they are huge. Like I said, he's about 13 feet. The largest saltwater ever discovered was about 22 feet long and weighed close to 2,000 pounds. So that's an extra 10 feet on Albert and about 4 times his weight. He has a jaw pressure of about 3,000 pounds per square inch. So like I was saying, when he bursts forth out of the water and grabs a hold of them, or whatever prey item he's got, if it's small enough, that pressure is just going to kill them straight away. And he's going to just go ahead and eat them and swallow them whole. You can't really see it very well right now, but his teeth are actually little pegs. They're not designed for cutting. They're basically designed that jaw pressure gets a hold and he will just rip and tear. So he's going to get a hold of something, and what he's going to do is take it back into the water. That's where he feels most safe and most secure. So he's going to take him back in, and if it's something small like a rabbit that we're going to feed him, or a raccoon or something like that, he'll just crush him and eat him whole like that. He'll tilt his head up out of the water at about a 45-degree angle. That's when he doesn't want to swallow the water. Although he lives in it, he cannot eat under the water. He has to have his head out of the water for that. But if it's something much larger, let's say a deer or something like that, you pull it into the water, and it'll do what's called a death roll. I'm sure you've all seen that on Animal Planet. He's going to roll around, roll around, roll around, and he's either trying to injure them seriously or drown them. And then after the animal's killed, he's going to get a hold of it with his peg-like teeth again and that huge jaw pressure, and he's going to shake his head back and forth and try and basically rip pieces off of it. They are also known to get very large prey items and take them and hide them under the water and wait a few days until they get all nasty and soft and squishy, and then he'll go back and take a few pieces off of them. Now I'm sure you all want to see him eat. So Albert's getting a very large rabbit right now. This is what he normally eats. He's pretty spoiled. Everyone always says they worry about the ducks in the pond. He doesn't really like ducks. He does pretty well on just this. Now, this is a pretty large rabbit, so what you see right now is he's going to just crunch it down with that jaw pressure. He's going to break it and roll, make it nice and soft, so he can actually swallow it. Now, more than likely, he's going to pull back into the water here in a second. he has what's called a valvular throat. He can actually push his tongue up against the back of his throat to completely close it off. That way he doesn't swallow water. There he goes. Now he's going to do it. And he's also got a special membrane that comes down across the top of his eye called a nictitating membrane. It's essentially goggles for him, so he can see under the water because, like I said, he doesn't want to get anything inside of his eye. And you can see it a little better right now. Right behind his eye, there's a little flap, a little face flap. That is their ears. They actually have very good hearing. Albert does recognize voices, and he is trained. He's supposed to come and sit very nicely in the water here and be ready until we feed him. He did okay today, but he's just pretty hungry. Now, one interesting thing about him is the way that these guys breed. It takes them about 6 years to get fully mature. They'll be about 6 feet long by that time. And the mother gator, like I said, they got these huge jaws and this giant jaw pressure. But she's going to take him out of the water, and she's going to make a nest on him. There's somewhere between 25 to 30 eggs. And she will protect them with her life. Things like raccoons, which would be prey items for a large gator, will actually feed on the baby alligators and the eggs. They'll raise the nest and eat them. So she will defend it very, very vigorously. And depending on the temperature that it stays in the nest on, depends whether or not you get boys or girls. At higher temperatures, you'll produce only males. And at lower temperatures, it will produce only females. Which is why scientists are actually kind of worried that with climate change, it's actually going to change the population dynamics of these guys. So you're going to end up with just a population of entire males and no breeding females, which would be very bad. But once the little gators hatch, they're going to make a little noise like a little She'll hear it, and she'll come over and she will dig the nest out very carefully. And with those huge jaws, she's actually going to scoop up all of her babies. And she's going to hold them in her mouth. And then she's going to take them to what's called a nursery pool. And she'll release them there. Now, she will guard those little gators. Take very, very good care of them, which is unusual amongst reptiles in general. But they hunt. They do all their own hunting. Albert is a solid sort of gunmetal gray color, but baby alligators actually have yellow bands going across them. And that's for camouflage. As they get older, this fades away. But when they're younger, they're pretty vulnerable to other things, including other alligators. Alligators will eat each other. They are cannibalistic. A big alligator like Albert will quite happily make a meal of a little baby gator. And that's the end of the talk. Does anyone have any questions?